Hello everyone, you are welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping by on this video. So in this video I'll be showing you how I made this high-low peplum gown. It only focuses on the skirt part. So if you want to see how I made this, please keep watching and do remember to give me a thumbs up at the end of the video. So let's go into it. So I have a rough sketch of what I am about to make here, a rough sketch of the gown. The full length of this gown from the shoulder to the floor length is 36 inches. From shoulder to waist is 10 inches, and from waist to floor length is 26 inches. Then waist to knee length is 16 inches. So I'll be working on the skirt part since I've already worked on the upper part. So my shoulder, like I said, my shoulder to waist is 10 inches. Then shoulder to floor length is 36 inches. So when I take away 10 inches from 36 inches, I'll be left with 26 inches. That is for the skirt part. I have already done the upper part. So to get the high-low, the shoulder to knee length is 26 inches. So I will take away my shoulder to waist measurement from it. That is 26 inches minus the 10 inches. I'll be left with 16 inches. So this 16 inches will be my shortest length. 16 inches will be my shortest length and 26 inches will be my longest length. So use whatever length you want. Mine, I'm using 16 inches, or you can go below the knee line by 2 inches or 3 inches. This dress I am making is for a 5-year-old. So I'm taking her measurement. Then my waist circumference that I'm working with is 22 inches. So if you want to make gathers, you either multiply that 22 inches by 2 or by 3 inches. But I want to just add a little pleat to mine, so I'm multiplying mine by 1.5 inches. So when I multiply it, I will have about 33 inches. So to my 33 inches, I will add my zipper allowance of 2 inches and I will end up with 35 inches. So my waist circumference now is 35 inches. Since I'm cutting a full circle, I will divide it by 6.28. That is the formula to divide with when cutting a full circle, and I'll end up with 5.5 inches as my waist radius. So to know the amount of fabric to cut is when that my waist radius, I will multiply it by 2. Why am I multiplying it by 2? Because I have my longest and my shortest length. So to my shortest length, 5.5 will go to it. To my longest length, 5.5 will go to it. So I will add it, multiply it by 2, it will be 11. And I'll add my shortest and my longest length and I'll end up with 53 inches. So I'll fold my fabric with 53 inches. This method will enable you not to waste much fabric, to know the amount of fabric you fold. So at the end of the day, you end up not wasting a lot of fabric. So to my waist radius, like I said, I multiplied by 2 and I added my longest length and my shortest length. So now I'll go ahead and fold my fabric by 53 inches on both sides. I'll bring my fabric and on one end I'll measure 53 inches. So I'll be adding a seam allowance. So I will just end up measuring 55 inches. Seam allowance to hem it at the down part. So I'll measure 55 inches here on this side. So remember my measurement is 53 inches, but I measured 55 inches for my seam allowance. So on the other side again, I will measure the same length of it, so that when I fold the fabric into 4, I will have the same measurement. So I have about 56 inches here, so I'll trim it off. So I'm retaking the measurement to be sure of what it is. So I have about 57 inches, so I'll trim it off. So I will fold this fabric into 4 the way we normally fold our full circle, I'll fold it into 4 to enable me cut it in a circular pattern. So after folding it into 4, I made sure I pin it down, and it is 4 layers like I just counted. So I secured with my pin so that this fabric does not stay at a place, it shifts. So if I measure now, 53 inches divided by 2 plus my seam allowance, so I'm having 27 inches there. So 27 inches on fold, when you open it up it will be 54 inches. So from the folded end, not from that open end, from the folded, the place where the 4 edges are folded, I will measure out half of 53 inches, then plus my allowance, that is 54 inches. I will measure out half of it. So from this place, I'll measure out 27 inches. 27 inches by 2 is 54 inches. So this is what I'm measuring out. I will mark it across like I am marking a circle. So 27 inches, I will take it across the line to get my circle. Make sure your tape is positioned at the tip of that folded end so that it doesn't shift. And when I am done cutting, I will take my scissors and cut on that line. So this is what I have. I have 27 inches on both sides. So I will now work on the high and the low side. So from that end, I will measure my shortest length and my waist radius, 5.5 inches plus my 16 inches. That is 21.5 inches. But I will measure out plus my seam allowance of 1 inch. So I measured out the first one 16 inches. I was meant to measure 17 inches. That is my seam allowance of 1 inch inclusive plus my 5.5. I later corrected that. So I have measured out the shortest length and the radius of 5.5. So as you can see me doing, I am dragging it up. So it's moving from the first place it stayed. I am trying to drag it up. Now you can see from that fabric there is a lower part and there is a higher part. So at this point they are equal, but on the other side they are not equal. So my waist radius is here and my shortest length is here. So my shortest length, look at my shortest length, and from there if I measure, I'll have my waist radius. And if I measure from there to the other down part, I will have the one under, I will have my longest length. Measure from here to the end, you see that it will give me my longest length. So if you did not multiply your waist radius by 2 before folding, the back one, that's the longest one, the one under, will be shorter, because this waist radius that you are taking on this first one now will affect the one under. So that's why you need to multiply that waist radius by 2. So on that folded edge now, I will take my waist radius of 5.5 inches. So I will start by marking out my 5.5 on this end, and I will mark it across the whole line. So after cutting it out, I'll measure it so that you will see that I have the desired length I want. So if I measure the longest length, I will have 27 inches. 26 inches is my length, then 1 inch is my seam allowance. So if I measure the shortest one, I'll be having 17 inches. That is 16 inches plus 1 inch for my hemming allowance. I'm using 1 inch because I'll take half inch at the down part and I'll take half inch to join to the upper part. So to that longest length, if you want your low pattern to be at the back, you open up that longest length and so that your zipper will pass through there. So but I will open up my own 5 inches below because this fabric is thick, so I don't want to stitch on it because it will not allow me to iron it. So for my zipper allowance, I'm just opening 5 inches at the longest length. You can as well open it all through if you want, but my fabric is thick like I said, so I'm just opening it by 5 inches. So I'm just placing my notches on the longest length and on the shortest length, and I want to hem mine with a crinoline. I want it to have that wavy look. So on the right side, not the wrong side, I will place my crinoline on it and sew it round with half an inch. After sewing it with half an inch, I will flip it over and make it lie flat, and I will sew it on the crinoline. So after sewing, this is what I have. I've sewn my crinoline and I've cut out a half circle. My half circle was the length of my shortest length. I didn't want, you can as well cut your lining the way you cut this thing, this fabric, and use it to hem it, but I just want my lining to stop at the knee length. So I've gathered the waist part as well and I attached crinoline to the lining as well. So it's the length of the shortest, the front one, not the longest length, but like I say, you can cut it with the longest length as well. So this dress is ready to be attached to my upper part, and this is the outcome of it. So will you be giving it a try? Leave a comment for me in the comment section, and thank you for watching up to this point. Always check on other of my videos, you'll definitely see what you like. Thank you, and remember to subscribe if you've not, and see you in my other videos. Bye.